So, this is CheekZ, my card game, or at the very least a high quality prototype deck. And look at this artwork. When this Kickstarter campaign ends in a few days, you can officially call me a professional games designer, I suppose. Which is quite a surreal moment, considering I've been creating games for a really long time, but not taking it to that next level and actually getting them published. Every time we used to go on family holidays, then I would create at least one board game from just pieces of paper, cardboard, and so on. So this isn't just something that came to me overnight. This has been a lifelong thing for me. So to have this first product, which is actually going to be created imminently, is very, very exciting. If you're not familiar at all with this game and you want to know how to play, I'm going to tack on the how to play video at the end of this little talk that I'm going to do here. And also I'll put the trailer right on the end of the video as well, if you want to see the really high quality animation that was put into that by people who actually know what they're doing video wise. Anyone who's been in my games room recently will have seen this on the wall. This is a very early piece of artwork that was given to me at the UK Games Expo last year by one of the artists for CheekZ. This is when we were still working on just the overall aesthetic of the hamsters, how they were going to look, and this is actually quite similar to how they look now, at least in terms of shape and the overall style, the proportions and so on. I actually went through a few different kinds of feet and hands for the hamsters because we weren't sure whether they should look like the actual hamster body parts or whether they should be somewhat anthropomorphic. So if I was given this piece of art last year, that means that the concept of the game is over a year old now, which is the case. I was testing out the game around the time of last year's Salute. That was in its very early stages, right in its infancy, when I had some really terrible prototype cards that I'd printed out myself and just put together from stock images from the internet. So anyone that got to play on that deck, I don't know whether you should feel honoured, but probably. I can't actually find that right now, or I'd show it to you. It's around in here somewhere. I actually want to give that away at some point. A little piece of history. Here's an image from the Kickstarter page, and you can see that quite a few stretch goals have already been unlocked. A couple more after these as well, further down. We're on to stretch goal tree number 3 at the moment, and I'm hoping that's going to be busted down in the next few days. I've of course got cards planned way beyond what the Kickstarter would ever reach. Just because you've got to be prepared, don't you, just in case the campaign happens to go viral. Better to plan out too much than not enough. Don't want to get caught with your pants down, especially in a game of CheekZ. Also, you can see some of the merchandise / memorabilia that's available on there. These are the t-shirts. I'm definitely going to be picking up an orange Percy the Pirate t-shirt. All colours and hamsters are interchangeable, so you can get any piece of hamster artwork from the game on there, on any colour of t-shirt pretty much. And of course there will be a special place in my heart for anybody that I witness at an event, or in picture form even, wearing one of these CheekZ t-shirts. Quite reasonably priced as well, dare I say. There are other items available like baby outfits and bags, all of which obviously helps CheekZ come to life in a grander and grander form. So the story of why CheekZ came into being in the first place, because obviously I told you I've designed lots of games over the years, I just never actually did anything with those designs. It was on an old episode of Chilling War Games actually, where Mark, who is now of Wordforge Games, was the guest, and all of us were just throwing around silly ideas, as we tended to do, and we were talking about hamster-based games, and I actually decided to take on that idea and create it. And then I pitched the idea. And now that I know how stressful it is to actually have a Kickstarter, I'm not even handling the financials either. That's all Wordforge Games. I'm just the crazed creative type. So I can only imagine how stressful it is for people that are doing the creative and also have a lot of their money tied up in the project. Of course this is a big deal for me though, because this could be the first step on the ladder. Once this game's out there, everyone will undoubtedly see it, see what a masterpiece it is, how innovative the rules are, and overall how much of a genius I must be, and they're just going to be throwing game design work my way willy-nilly, surely. That's how it works, right? So any of my loyal subscribers who have not yet checked out the Kickstarter page, you probably should. Of course, it'd be very much appreciated if you back the project, but even if you can't, sharing it around is always appreciated as well if you know someone that might be interested, particularly anyone that has a family or a group of friends who you think would enjoy playing with my CheekZ. If you're still not sold, then just stick around till the end of the video and watch the how to play section and the trailer. I'll leave you with the image of my favourite card, which is of course the army of baby hamsters. Truly terrifying. Hello there, and welcome to How to Play CheekZ, a cheeky card game for all the family. So, the aim of the game is quite simple. Collect sunflower seeds and stash them in your CheekZ. So, before we get into the rules, let's familiarise ourselves with the deck of cards, shall we? So first of all, each player will be dealt a unique, adorable hamster character. Here we have Beatrice the burglar, Willy the waiter, Percy the pirate, Svetlana the scientist. Each of these characters has their own unique ability that will affect the way you play the game. But we're not going to go into that right now because we're just focusing on the basic mechanics for now. First of all, at the start of each round, each player will be dealt 5 cards from the item deck. These could be sunflower seeds. They could be defense cards, like the nutcase or the mega armor. They could be attack cards, like the baby hamster or the mighty balls. Or they could be dirty CheekZ, traps that you lay inside your CheekZ for your opponents. You will also be dealt 2 cards from the battle deck. These could be a feeble punch, a strong punch, a godly punch. So once you've determined which player is going to take their action first, either based on who won the previous round, or if you're in the first round you can just go by age, height, or whatever you want. Each player will take one of their battle cards, like this, godly punch, and they'll play it face down in front of them so that their opponents can't see it. So right now my combat score is 5. The aim is for your combat score to be higher than all your opponents. Let's have a look at this example hand of cards I've been dealt here. So with the baby hamster card, I could negatively affect my opponent's combat score by 1. With the giant wheel I could affect it by 2. With a hard nut defense card I could boost my combat score by 5. I have a sunflower seed there, and a nutcase that could boost my combat score by 1. If you find yourself with a really weak hand for battle, you may want to fold at this stage, which means that you can take no further part in the round, but you can't then lose any of your cards at the end. If you choose to take part in the round, then you'll play one of your cards face up. So I'm going to play a defense card first, so I'm going to put that next to my battle card. And you'll go around clockwise with other players playing their cards as well. If I want to play an attack card, such as the giant wheel, on one of my opponents, then I'll place this next to their battle card. When you decide you've played enough cards, then you can stick. When only one player remains active in the round, they have the option of playing one more card, and then we're going to work out our combat scores. So we'll flip over our battle card and see that I had the godly punch, so my combat score of 5, plus 1 for the nutcase, so my score is 6. Now we're going to go over to the opponent that I played the giant wheel attack card on, and see that their battle card was a moderate punch, combat score 2, minus 2, so their score is 0. You work out the score for each player, and the highest score is the winner of the round. At this point, the players that folded earlier are safe, but the other players have to spread their CheekZ. That means all the cards in their hand they divide into 2 piles, and place them face down in front of them, like so. The round winner will then look around and assess which player he wants to target, and one of their CheekZ is going to be emptied. That means all the cards in that pile are going to be discarded. So let's say the round winner targets this cheek right here. We'll have a look what's in there. It was a sunflower seed and a baby hamster, so they are going to go into the discard pile. If the round winner chooses a cheek to be emptied that contains a dirty cheek, such as the drugged seed, then that will be played on them. So it's a nice little booby trap you can set there. And for example with this one, the winner would be forced to fold next turn. At this point, any player that didn't fold can then stash a sunflower seed. So you'll create your stash where you place your sunflower seeds. The winner of the round is able to stash 2 sunflower seeds per round. At this point, each player's hand will be replenished with 3 item cards and 1 battle card. You'll keep battling away until one player has 8 stashed sunflower seeds at the end of a round. If 2 or more players find themselves with 8 stashed seeds at the same time, you can break ties by taking any sunflower seeds out of your CheekZ at this point, and whoever has the most will be the winner. If it's still a tie after that, then you just keep playing until there's a clear winner. So I think you'll agree, It's a simple, fun game, but there is strategy in there, plenty of opportunity for bluffing and sneaky tactics. If this game goes, dare I say, nuts on Kickstarter, then I'm hoping that plenty of other characters and interesting cards are going to be brought in later as stretch goals. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll leave you with the description of Percy the Pirate. The only thing Percy enjoys more than plundering the seven seas is filling his face with precious booty.
Black and white, shades of gray. So dull, lifeless, empty. It's time to put some color in your cheeks. Only a hamster has the capacity for a face full of sea, and the ultimate proving ground. Do you have what it takes to step into the arena and fill your cheeks? Meet Percy the Pirate, Svetlana the Scientist, Willie the Waiter, Beatrice the Burglar, CheekZ! A cheeky card game for all the family.